For more, I'm pleased to be joined by Senator Bernie Sanders, Democrat from Vermont. And Senator...
Independent from Vermont.
Thank you for the clarification. Senator, is this the pain threshold that we need to see for the members of the other party to finally reopen the government?
Well, I would certainly hope so. It is humiliating, it is embarrassing that when people lose their lives in battle, if their families can't even get proper burial benefits. I mean, that is unspeakable. But I'll tell you, we're looking at now several million hardworking Americans who have bills to pay, they have mortgages to take care of, they have kids sending their kids to college. They're wondering when they are going to get paid. We're seeing a contraction of the entire economy, which impacts every man, woman, and child. We're seeing a situation where the President of the United States can't even represent this country in a major conference in Asia, which is now taken over by the Chinese president because he has to stay here to deal with this artificially created crisis. So we should be totally humiliated that we have a handful of right-wing extremists who are holding the American people hostage, and now, above and beyond the shutdown, are threatening not to pay our bills.
And in a sense, Senator, is the House holding the Senate hostage in the sense that if a bill to fund payments for these fallen veterans' families were to come to the Senate, it would probably pass. If a bill to fund Head Start or programs for the poor were to come, it would probably pass. So in a sense, is the Senate now hostage to this process?
Right. Every time there is a story on television or in the newspapers about the horrors of the government shutdown, our friends in the House are passing legislation to try to address it. But the reality is we have 2 million people who are not being paid, hundreds of thousands who are not at work, tens of millions of people who do not make the headlines. I worry about kids in Vermont who are not going to be able to go to a Head Start program. I worry about senior citizens who get Meals on Wheels, who are so fragile they can't even get out of their home. They may not get the kinds of nutrition that they need. How many of them die? I worry about the stress that so many people in this country are now under and what that means to their lives and their family lives.
And Senator, you know, I'm curious, and I know a lot of our viewers are curious. When you talk to members on the other side of in the Republican caucus, and I'm sure you have some conversations with them, what is their rationale at this point? What do they want?
Well, I think it's very clearly, as everybody knows, the Republican Party is not unified on this issue. You have a lot of Republicans who are coming to the floor of the Senate and to the floor of the House, and this is what they're saying. They're saying, we hate Obamacare. We wanted to fund Obamacare. But you know what? We lost the election. Obama is the president. And we are going to have to proceed in a different way. If we want to make changes in Obamacare, there is a legislative process. What they are saying loudly and clearly is you cannot hold the American people hostage. You cannot refuse to pay your bills. And